Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. My name is Calvin Dean. We have week 5 upon us. What a week 4, huh? How about those Philadelphia Eagles? 4-0. Wow. Best team in football at this moment in time. Give it up for the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Right? Oh, yeah. Philadelphia Eagles, my one therapist, who is my physical therapist, he loves those Eagles, and hats off to you, Vince. Your Eagles, buddy. Your Eagles, yeah. You know, it's just 4-0. Can't go wrong. 29-21, they beat the Jags, and the Jags had 5 turnovers. But, hey, 5 turnovers, you lose to the Eagles by 8 points. That's, I would have loved to seen them on a field that wasn't sloppy and wasn't raining, but hey, best team won, that's for sure. And what about those San Francisco 49ers? Nicky's Niners last night, I predicted that one, and they just have the best defense. And, the Rams, I'm from Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles, and guys, the Rams, they have literally the worst offensive line for the pass. In Stafford, literally, the Rams are leading the league in sacks. Being sacked. That's not good, guys. Not good at all. And, Stafford had a pick 6 last night. And those San Francisco 49ers, Nicky's Niners, she's loving life large. I'm telling you something. Nicky, my friend up in San Francisco, she loves that Jimmy G, man. And boy, did he look amazing last night. Deebo Samuels, oh, what a throw. That throw that Jimmy G got to Deebo Samuels and went for like 50 some odd yards. And the ball he put on that receiver was just perfect. It was high. If he would have had it low, it would have been intercepted. But he put it in a place where it couldn't have been intercepted. Deebo did the work after that, broke a bunch of tackles. Ramsey missed a tackle. I think it was like on the 15-yard line. And, man, San Francisco wins that game. They looked really good. They looked very, very good. I'm telling you something. I think the 2 best teams in the NFC are the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles number 1, that's for sure. Let's get into it, guys. This week, I am just going to go into the games, go from one game to another. Going to keep it short and sweet. It's going to be fun, and I'm going to have some fun with this show. That's for sure. I'm wearing Nicky's Niners. Nicky, this is all for you, hon. This whole get up, everything, this show is all about you. Yeah, that's what her husband says all the time. Anyway, let's go. Let's go at it to the Thursday night football game first. I really want to get into Bills. The Baltimore Ravens they just gave it up, man. That's the thing. We're going to talk a little bit about analytics and just Harbaugh. There was a 93-yard drive for the Baltimore Ravens, and it was near the end of the game. 93-yard drive, guys. And they had a 4th down. The analytics said that it was 74% if they go for it for a touchdown, and 74% of they will win the game. If they kick a field goal, it was 70%. I don't know, guys. Hey, you know what? 70%, I would have taken Justin Tucker, would have brought him in to kick the field goal, but Harbaugh honestly doesn't really have any confidence in his defense. Defense has given up so many points near the end of the game. They're just not finishing the game. The Baltimore Ravens are not finishing the game. They're a good team. Their defense is last, which isn't good. And Harbaugh knew it. And that's why he was trying to get a touchdown on that one drive. But you know what? I'm telling you something. 93-yard drive, and you know what? You just gotta get the points. And you go away with 93 yards and you get nothing. Not good. Not good at all. I would have taken the 70%, would have kicked the extra. It was like an extra point. I would have kicked the field goal and then just leave it up to my defense. You have to give the defense confidence. It's all about confidence too, guys. It is. It's all in football. It's all about confidence. If you got confidence, then you're going to go for it. It's like that in anything in life, And, it's all about analytics these days, the computers and coaches and stuff. I think Harbaugh made the wrong call on this one. I think he would have kicked the field goal and gave it up to his defense. Hey, I support you. I think you're, but then Buffalo just ran down the field, and it was just, it was ugly. It was ugly. Ugly for, the Baltimore Ravens, 2-2 now, and the Buffalo Bills, 3-1. Wow. Buffalo looks great. Hats off to Josh Allen. Josh, man. The guy is just a superstar. He's Superman, that's for sure. So let's get into Thursday Night Football. We have the Colts going into the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are hurt. Williams just tore his ACL, MCL. Wow. So they're hurt. But the Colts are going into, the Broncos stadium. Colts look terrible, guys. Where are the Colts? Their offense is stagnant. They just don't look good. And the Broncos defense, I think this is going to be a very, very low-scoring game. I trust, Russell Wilson over Matty Ice. Matty Ice doesn't look good. He just doesn't look good. I think he lost it. I really do. I think he lost it. All those hits he took, playing for Atlanta and all those years, it adds up. It really adds up. And I'm telling you something, guys. This game, giving it up to the Broncos, and then we have a Sunday game, and we have the Bills hosting the Steelers. Kenny Pickett. They announced that Kenny Pickett will be starting from now on. The Steelers faithful are so happy. He scored a couple rushing touchdowns, did have a couple interceptions, but he's a rookie, and he's gonna make those things. But man, the Steelers did come alive with Pickett's. They did come alive, but they're going into the Buffalo Bills, and literally the Buffalo Bills are a lot better team. I don't think I predicted this in the beginning of the year that the Steelers would a losing season. That's what I predicted. So, just got to give it up. This one, Steelers, Bills wins. Next game, we have the Giants going in to the Packers in England. Yes, it's another away game in jolly old England. And, you have the Giants 3-1, the Packers the same 3-1. And, what's the funny part is that the start of this season, there's a lot of teams that are actually, there's 4 teams that are, more than 50%, they're running the ball. And it's surprising because last year this time, there was only one team that was running the ball more than 50% of the time. This year, right now, 4 teams. So, and San Francisco is one of them. The Packers are one of them. And this is going to be an interesting game, very interesting game. They're going into, England, the flight, the jet lag. But, the Giants, they win. They win, but they're winning ugly, but they're winning. They're 3-1. 3-1. And this game, giving it up to the Green Bay Packers in England. Next game, we have the Chargers going into the Browns. Browns, I don't know, something's up. They're just not clicking. They have that great offensive line. Really, run blocking is huge. That was one of the teams that are over 50% of run, which is the Cleveland Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns, of course, they're running more because they have Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback, right? And, they're waiting for that, Deshaun Watson to come in, and that's going to be exciting, guys. If they have a really good winning, if they're like at, on the 11th, after the 11th game, they are, let's say 9-2 or maybe 7-4. Trust me, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. But, he's going to, Watson's going to have some rust, but we'll see. Maybe not. This game, Chargers going into the Browns. The Chargers last in rushing, but if they have Hebert and the Browns, I'm going to give this one up to the Chargers. Next game, we have the Texans going into the Jags. How about the Texans? Pierce, the rookie who is a running back. Wow. I mean, he's all that and then some. Had a big game of rushing last week. Yet this game, the Jags, it's in Jacksonville. They had that terrible, hurricane, and I feel so bad for the people in Florida. Remember, guys, go to the Red Cross and donate some money. The actual NFL is putting up $1 million, and a lot of the players are putting up a lot of money for Florida. I mean, we all hope that they, have a swift recovery. But man, Fort Myers looked like a bomb hit it, and it's just terrible. Boats on top of homes. What a bad storm that was. What a bad storm. And my heart goes out to all the people in Florida. That's for sure. Donate. I did. The Calvin Dean Show did. And myself as well. And I'm telling you something, this game is going to be a rough one, but the Jags are going to come up on top. Jags will beat the Texans in Jacksonville. The next games, we have the Bears going into the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, they just beat the Saints in England. What a great game that was. I was actually up at 6:30 in the morning watching the game. I watched the whole entire game. Exciting game. The Saints really played well. I was very impressed. Very impressed with the Saints. They played well. And I think, Dalton, he was throwing dimes. I mean, dimes. You give Andy Dalton time to throw the ball, and he'll light you up. He'll light you up. But the only time when Andy Dalton is off when he's getting, when defenders are in his face and he has to get out of the pocket. When he is in the pocket and there's a clean pocket, he's death, man. He is death. Hats off for Andy Dalton. He kept that team in the game, but the Vikings are just a better team, and they won. This game, the Bears coming into the Vikings, the Bears' offense is just terrible. Their pass offense is the worst in the league, and this is going to be an easy call. This is going to be my best bet. Lock of the week is the Minnesota Vikings over the Chicago Bears in Minnesota. Give it up for the Minnesota Vikings. The next game, we have the Lions. The Lions scoring 45 points. 45 points. Fantasy owners, gotta love it. Gotta love it. I had Hawkinson as I just picked him up. He was on the waiver list, picked him up for the game, scored me like 30 points, and that was just amazing. I got rid of Kyle Pitts, mind you, and I took up Hawkinson, and Hawkinson is just, he's back. He's back. He didn't play too well the first 3 games because he was hurt. And this game, man, did he look good. And Jared Goff loves him. And, St. Brown, he was out. So, man, Hawkinson is just, he ate it up, had a huge game. Give it up for the Lions, man. But their defense, 48 points. Wow. I mean, and the Seattle Seahawks, Jacoby Brissett, not Jacoby Brissett. I'm sorry. That's Cleveland. But man, I mean, Penny went off in running, 150 some odd yards. He looked great. Great. And the Seattle Seahawks, I mean, they beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Sad, but true. This game, the Lions going into Foxborough and playing the Patriots. Man, guys, the Patriots playing their third-string quarterback, Zappe. Their first-string quarterback, Matt Jones, is out. Hoyer got hurt. Now they have this kid named Zappe. Wow, what a name in that one, huh? Zappe. How would you like the name Zappe? But Zappe played well. This show is all about Zappe. Because we like to say Zappe. It's sort of like
People
salsa.
like to say salsa. Excuse me, do you have any salsa? We need more salsa. Where's the salsa? No salsa.
We had the Lions going into the Patriots. The Patriots played great ball against the Green Bay Packers. They took them into OT. Wow. I mean, they took the Packers into OT. That was surprising with a third-string quarterback. Very surprising. The Patriots are always very good defense, but the Lions are coming into town. St. Brown will be back. They have Hutchinson. I'm telling you something. The Lions, this is going to be a great game. I think the Lions are going to beat the New England Patriots. New England Patriots would be 1-4 after this game. Ugh, that's ugly. But I've been calling it. I told everyone that I think this is going to be a losing season for the New England Patriots and a losing season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this game, Lions over the Patriots. The next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks flying high after they beat the Detroit Lions 48-45. Wow. They're going into the New Orleans Saints. Oh, man. This is, Saints played well. Saints played really well. I don't know if Winston's going to be back on this game, but he might be back. The Seahawks and the Saints. The Seahawks looking all world, but it's the Saints. The Saints' defense is really good. They're going to stop the run. They're going to have to rely on the pass. But, hey, the Seahawks looked great, didn't they? Wow. So I'm thinking this is going to be a really, really up in the air game. If you're a betting person, don't bet on this game because it's going to be either or. I'm going to pick the Saints at home against the Seahawks in this game. And the next game, we have the Dolphins. The Dolphins, who is going to be without Tua. They already announced that. Daniels is he's trying to spin it about the Buffalo Bill game when Tua got hit and he went down. He came back in the second half. And they're saying that he didn't have a concussion. Boo on you. Come on, really? Harbaugh, 40 years as a coach, he even said my player would not be out on the field, period. He would not be out on the field. There's a wobble rule. If you're wobbling and you're like this, and you can't stand, that was a concussion. I'm sorry. You can talk to me to blue in the face. Tell me whomever's the Miami Dolphins, whoever they picked to be the doctor or whomever, you were wrong. That was a concussion. And then he gets a concussion against the Cincinnati Bengals. Wow, what a hit. That was horrendous. How his hands went like this and he was sitting there, and shame on the Miami Dolphins. He should have never been out on Thursday Night Football. I called that game. That was my upset special, Cincinnati Bengals over the Miami Dolphins. So Miami Dolphins are coming into New York. They're playing the Jets. They're going to be having their second-string quarterback, he isn't that bad. I really believe that the Dolphins are going to come back and beat this game. The Dolphins over the Jets in New York. The next game, we have the Falcons coming into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay getting smoked by Kansas City. And Kansas City is for real, guys. They are for real. That team is definitely for real. And they stopped the Tampa Bay running game. And Brady, they won by 10 points. It was a sad game for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's offense hasn't been clicking. Hasn't yet been clicking. Hey, when they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, this is what happened. They started slow, and then they started clicking, and everything started clicking, and then they beat the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl. Excuse me, not the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. My, it's so early, guys. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so we have the Buccaneers hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons, wow, their running game is just amazing. It's like almost, I believe it's like 1 or 2 in the NFL running. Who would figure the Atlanta Falcons at this time? I mean, it's only been 4 games, but still, Atlanta Falcons, great. And the Buccaneers, they really couldn't stop Kansas City's running game. They're running all over them. And then Mahomes I'm telling you, so Kansas City is dangerous. Very dangerous team. Looked awesome. This game, Buccaneers are hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Tom Brady, he's going to win. He's going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons, you're going to lose this game. Give it up to the Tampa Bay Bucks. We have the Titans going into Washington on the next game. Wow. The Titans are back, right? The Titans are back. I think they're going to beat the Washington Commanders in Washington. Next game, we have the 49ers, who looked all world against the Rams. I mean, that defense is just stout. And they're going into Carolina playing Baker Mayfield. Oh, my God. You think Mr. Stafford was on his back and interceptions. Wait until, Baker's going to be on his back. There's going to be 2 or 3 interceptions, pick sixes. This game's going to be a total blowout. Sorry, Baker, but you're going to get blown out by Nicky's Niners. San Francisco 49ers will win the Panthers. Next game, we have the Eagles. Wow. I mean, so impressive. The Eagles are just impressive. Guys, I mean, just amazing. I just can't believe how impressive the Eagles have been, and, that running game of the Eagles is just it's hard to stop the running game. Hard to stop the running game. That passing game is just as good, guys. So, wow. And this is going to be a game that Kyler Murray is going to regret. Kyler, you're at home. You just won last week. This week's a little different. You're 2-2 against a 4-0 team. And, the Eagles' defense, is good. I mean, they are good. And they played the Jags. Jags' defense was the number 1 defense, and they scored 29 points on them. Whew. Now, the Cardinals, on the other hand, this is a tough call. This is going to be a very, very tough call. Let me tell you, and I'll tell you the reason why this is going to be a tough call, because it's in Arizona. It's in Arizona, and I think this is going to be, this will be my upset special. My upset special, all right, is going to be the Arizona Cardinals beating the 4-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, you heard it from me. The next game, we have the Cowboys. The Cowboys going into Los Angeles, playing the 2-2 Rams and the 3-1 Cowboys. Now, Dak Prescott is saying he wants to play, but why would you want to play Dak Prescott when Cooper Rush is just playing out of his mind? I mean, he's winning these games, and he's looking good. He's looking better than Dak Prescott. He really is. So, man, I mean, if I was the coach, you are paying Dak Prescott all that money, 140 mil, right? But I don't know, man. That's a tough call. It's a tough call. If Dak plays with that thumb, the spiral's not going to be as tight. Who knows? Now the Rams, they're pissed off. They are leading the league in sacks, but being sacked. So that's terrible. San Francisco kept coming at them, coming at the Los Angeles Rams, and Stafford didn't look good. All he was doing was throwing to Cooper Kupp. That's another thing you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get all these other players. There was Higbee and Kupp. You have Robinson. What is up with Allen Robinson? Maybe he's past his prime. He's not getting open. You caught a couple balls, but that's it. And you just can't have one receiver and just, that. And I know that Stafford's not getting the time to throw. And that's another thing. If you're not getting a time to throw, you're going to go to Mr. Reliable, Cooper Kupp, and, go to him all day long, right? But, you have to delegate and you got to start running the ball, guys. You got to start running the ball. Henderson, Akers, where's your running game? It's the offensive line, guys. The offensive line of the Los Angeles Rams is just non-existent. And now they're at home. And now the Cowboys are coming in. Cowboys defense is very good. Cowboys defense in the San Francisco defense, there's almost the same. Like Cowboys, wow, they went off on sacks and everything last game. So this game's going to be a tough one. Tough one for the Rams. Tough one. And the Cowboys look all world. Rams are going to be at home. And the Rams are going to win this game. They're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And they'll end up at 3-2. Boom. The next game we have is a Sunday night football. Sunday night football, we have the Bengals coming into the Baltimore Ravens. They're both 2-2. Both 2-2. Baltimore's just got to finish it out. Their defense has to finish it out. They have to finish it out. They have had those two losses were comebacks. Buffalo and Miami. They lost it in the third. They score a lot in the front in the first half, and then the second half, they're not scoring. And the other team's scoring. So what does that tell you? I think you should mix it up a little bit more, and I think you should push forward and finish the game. It's in Baltimore. The Ravens and the Bengals. Okay, the Bengals looked great against Miami, didn't they? I called that game, and unfortunately, Tua got hurt. It was a terrible, terrible injury, and it's sad to see stuff like that. That's for sure. And this game is going to be a tough one. I would love to see the Ravens come back and win, but I don't have any confidence in the Ravens defense. They're 32nd in the league. They're last in the league, when it comes to, stopping at the end of the game. Did you see Peters? Peters got all up in the face of Harbaugh. He was yelling and screaming. This game is a tough game. I think the Bengals, they're still not there. You know what I mean? They beat the Miami Dolphins, but it's something's off. Something's off there, and I think the Bengals are going to lose this game. Ravens going to win this game. They're going to be 3-2. Last but not least, last game of the whole entire week 5, we have the Raiders coming into the Kansas City Chiefs. Raiders won. They beat the Broncos. That was their first win of the season, and Jacobs looked all world. That's all they were doing, handing it off to Jacobs. But guess what? Kansas City stopped Tampa Bay from running Fournette, right? And then they had to rely on the pass, and they just didn't look good. They didn't look good at all. And this game, the Raiders, I thought they were be going into the playoffs this year, but they just don't look good. They asked Devontae Adams, they asked him, meaning the press, asked Devontae Adams about McDaniels what he thought about the offense. And he said learning the offense of McDaniels is like learning Mandarin. It's that hard, So I don't know if they're going to, really catch on. And that's the sad part. They have all these great talents. I mean, where's Waller? I remember I put this on my YouTube channel, Waller talking about the top 5 tight ends. Okay? He had number 5, he had Andrews. I think Andrews is better than that. I think he's like number 2. Honestly, I do. And then he had Kyle Pitts is 4. Kittle is 3. And Kelsey is 2, and himself is number 1. I'm sorry, Waller. I really am sorry, dude. But you haven't shown anything. You're not getting open. Maybe it's the offensive scheme of things. But, man, if I was the coach and I had Waller on my team, I'd be getting him the ball. Along with Devontae Adams, along with Josh Jacobs. Come on, guys. I mean, where is this coach? Get out of your head, McDaniels, and take that talent and use it. Use it like Andy Reid does. He uses his talent. He lost the cheetah, the best, literally uncoverable cheetah. Tyreek Hill lost him to the Miami Dolphins. Right? And it's just that I don't get it. The Chiefs are all that and then some. I'm giving this one up to the Chiefs. I don't think the Raiders are there. I was really hoping that the Las Vegas Raiders would have a better season, but this game's going to be tough for them. It's going to be really tough. They're going to end up 1-4, giving this up to the Kansas City Chiefs. Tune in next week. And once again, we have to thank Dean Blagg. Yes, Mr. Dean Blagg, we are thanking you with Mixed Cocktail Hour.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey everyone, I'm Tammy Harrison, host of Mixed Cocktail Hour, coming to you live every Friday right here on YouTube.
And go on their live show. It's a fun show to watch. I watch it every single Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to YouTube. Yes, I said Mixed Cocktail Hour. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Calvin Dean.